Good morning, everybody. It's really good to see you, even if you're hiding behind your mask. You wear it well. My name is Mark Welsh. For those watching online, I am privileged to serve as the Dean of the Bush School of Government and Public Service here at Texas A&M. I'm also privileged to be a huge fan of the graduates that we have in the auditorium this morning. And for the family and friends who are watching, we are in the Annenberg Presidential Conference Center on the campus of Texas A&M, and it is part of the Bush Center complex, which includes this Presidential Conference Center, the President Bush Library and Museum, and the Bush School itself, collectively called the Bush Center. And all of us work together along with the George and Barbara Bush Foundation, which supports us, and the Texas A&M Foundation, which supports us, to provide the best possible environment we can in preparation for our students to go on and do the things that they want to do in life. For those who are watching on the live stream, thank you so much for taking your time to be here, and welcome to this graduation celebration. I would tell you that there are a lot of great people in this auditorium. I'm going to introduce two of them to start with, and these are people who are really responsible for all of the academic content of the programs of the Bush School and the progress of the students in that academic program while they're here. The first is Dr. Frank Ashley, our Senior Associate Dean for Academic Affairs and just all-around great human. Frank, would you take a bow for me? Thank you. He craves the applause. And then to my left, the Department Head for International Affairs, Dr. F. Gregory Gause III, who isn't just our department head, he's also one of the world's preeminent Middle East scholars. Greg, thank you. Ms. Peg Hosey and Ms. Julia Lawrence will also assist us in today's celebration, and our graduates know them well because they help with virtually everything that our international department does on behalf of and for our students. We'd like to start this morning's celebration by recognizing the special contributions during the past academic year of our United States Army Fellows in the Scowcroft Institute of International Affairs here at the Bush School. And I would invite Dr. Goss to the podium for this recognition.
Fully vaccinated. Thank you, Dean Welsh. It's a pleasure and a privilege to recognize the special contributions during the past academic year of Lieutenant Colonel Anthony Dennis and Lieutenant Colonel James Zanella, the 2020-2021 United States Army Fellows in the Scowcroft Institute of International Affairs. Although they were unable to join us for the celebration today, they have been actively involved in the life of the Bush School, even during the pandemic, in the classroom, at virtual events, and most importantly, in their interaction with our students, faculty, and staff. Prior to their departure, the Scowcroft Institute presented the fellows with a certificate of appreciation for their contributions to the Bush School. Congratulations and thanks to Lieutenant Colonel Dennis and Lieutenant Colonel Zanella. And now to the main event. Dean Welsh, faculty colleagues, family and friends, and the candidates for graduation in the class of 2021. Howdy. I ask the candidates for graduating with the Master of International Affairs degree to stand, please. Dean Welsh, these candidates for graduation standing before you have survived, and I choose my words here with precision, a rigorous 2-year program of study. A bit more rigorous and disrupted, in fact, than any of their predecessors at the school have endured. They have successfully completed 16 courses taught by a demanding, internationally recognized faculty, including a capstone for real-world clients on a foreign policy issue in the international field. They spent the summer of 2020 working at an international affairs internship or in an intensive foreign language immersion program, in most cases remotely. They have fulfilled a substantial foreign language requirement. They are well prepared to begin their careers as professionals in the international affairs field. Dean Welsh, faculty, and guests, I have the honor of presenting the following students who are candidates for graduating with the Master of International Affairs degree.
Amy Arrego. Adriel Argeas. Reagan Ashley.
Come on, Cameron.
Jacob Alexander Bartoszewski. Vesa Bashada. REAGAN McNamara. Caroline Benson. CAITLYN BESS.
Caitlin.
Michael Black. Olga Budrog. Taylor Beckman. JAMAHL Bonds. Lindsay Boss. Mary Bowman. Ryan Briner. Joseph Brennan. KILLIAN Daniel CALLAHAN. CODY J. CAZARES. MINGHAO Alan CHEN. Stanley Clark. Matthew CONFORT. Jacob Cook. KOTA Cook. Cohen CRENWELGE. Amanda CUSTER. Marcelina Danielson. Samantha Duffy Surface. KATINA ECONOMIDES. Jason Edmondson. Jel Espinoza Tischler. Ethan Fryermuth. Connor Gregg. Daniel Hale. Benjamin Hall. Sydney D. Harkrider. Connor Heidi. Michael Ethan Hollis. Sydney Jameson. Rebecca Johnson. Ashley Justinsky. Artemis Katsaris. Ramil Kazimov. Danielle Kellogg. Emily Kraut. Javen Lotson. Brittany Laritzen. Laura Letty. Alan Linenberger. Carolyn Lueck. Devin Lurie. Hunter Malone. Naomi McGonigal. Luke Metz. Anita McTeish. Joseph Mpongo. Hung Jung No. Nareda Ortiz de Loomis. Jessica Parks. Ryan Peabody. Alina Peters. Melanie Prescott. Kyle Richardson. Aaron Rusho. Julie Roth. Chandler Elizabeth Ruiz. Julie Marie Severese. Nathan Cedar. Sally Sherman. Sean Slaughter. Elizabeth Smith. James Snedden. Noah A. Stevens. Robert Tennerman. Jackson Thornton. Tyler Tidwell. Subin Truyal. Dominic Verstovic. Evan Walker. Jillian Weitzel. Taryn Willamies. Logan Wolf. Emily Wood. And now for those receiving the Master of International Policy degree. Oh, okay, sorry.
I now ask the candidates for graduating with the Master of International Policy degree to stand, and they have already. Dean Welsh, these candidates for graduation standing before you over there are among the trailblazers of our relatively new Master of International Policy degree program. They entered the degree program with at least 6 years of professional experience in the field of international affairs, broadly understood. They have completed 30 credits of graduate work at the Bush School under the most unusual of circumstances, and certainly not as they would have expected to do so. They have enhanced their own professional training while contributing to our classes and our campus their experience and professional seasoning, acting as both colleagues and role models for our Master of International Affairs students. They are well prepared to continue their careers as professionals in the international affairs field. Dean Welsh, faculty, and guests, I have the honor of presenting the following students who are candidates for graduating with the Master of International Policy degree.
Miguel Alvear. Carrie Chug. Matthew Dugan. Richard Harpham. Trevin Hazel. Timothy McShane. Fatima Muse Mohammed. Anthony Norman. Mariami Papashevli.
Congratulations. 628 days. That's how long you've been walking this trail with us. And about 200 days into it, things happened that changed the entire journey and made your experience much different than any other class has enjoyed here at the Bush School. Many of you have participated virtually with us since that time and are still virtual today. Your time with us wasn't our usual Bush School experience, but for a moment, let me just offer some thoughts from the community watching and from those of us who serve here at the Bush School that I think are worth just reflecting on. And they have to do with the reality of this event and what we're doing today, not the pain of the last 15 months. The fact is that today there's 3 different groups that join us to celebrate you. And I think you need to understand that each of them has a very different focus. The first group are your parents, your grandparents, your spouses, your family, your friends. And they're here with you virtually today, but what has made them love you is a whole bunch of yesterdays, all of them face to face. They're thinking about the day you were born, about bringing you home from the hospital, about your first words, your first day of school. They're thinking about your first Little League baseball game and your ballet recitals and your dance recitals and teaching you to cook and watching and listening to you at piano lessons. They're remembering the nerves of your first date and helping you through your first heartbreak. And they're struggling to balance their pride in what you've become with their apprehension about giving you up to the world that they work so hard to protect you from for a very long time. All the things that make them love you really have already happened. And while your future is a great thing in their mind, the past is just what they hold the most dear. Trust me on this. I've been in their shoes. So make sure you thank them today. Thank them for your talent. Thank them for your skills, your personality, for everything that makes you who you are. Because you didn't learn honesty and integrity from us here at the Bush School or from your previous workplaces. You learned it around the kitchen table at home. You learned about courage and how to compete from your brothers and your sisters and your friends in the backyard. You watched your parents and you learned about commitment and dedication and loyalty and respect. They gave you all the tools that you're going to need to succeed in life no matter what you do. And you can never thank them enough. But I believe today would be a great day to try. The second group in the audience today is your faculty and staff, and they're all focused on today and what it means. Because this ceremony is as important to them as it is to you. For the last 2 years, they've been teacher, coach, mentor, role model, friend. And what they've taught you can't actually be captured in a test or on a transcript. They've taught you the professional skills that you'll need to succeed in the next step of your journey, wherever you go and whatever you do. And they've showed you that the world demands a standard of performance and rewards men and women who are willing to meet it. They understand the significance of the diploma that you'll receive and the effort it took to earn it. And when this ceremony is over, they're going to congratulate you. They'll very quietly stand back in the corner there where they're sitting, congratulate each other. And then they'll turn their focus over to the class of 2021, or excuse me, class of 2022 that follow you. And then pretty soon, the class of 2023, and the beat goes on. And they'll continue to teach, they'll continue to coach, to mentor, to be role models, and to inspire because it's who they are. It's what they do. They shape the professional platform on which you'll build your future success. And there's no way to thank them either, but you should give it a shot. And finally, and I think most importantly, the people sitting around you as graduates of the class of 2021 are an important component of your day today. And you guys are all clearly focused on tomorrow. And that's how it should be. But the friends who walked across the stage with you today and who will join you at Reed Arena next Friday have been a huge factor in your success. Together, I think you've worked, you've played, you've laughed, you've cried, you've celebrated. You learned how to deal with success and sometimes failure, how to respect others, how to listen, to seek, to understand and value different points of view. You've even learned how to look really good in a mask. And in some way, at some time over the past 2 years, I'm willing to bet that your classmates probably carried you. Your friendships aren't going to end because you got a diploma from the Bush School and head out into the world, and nor will the impact on each other's lives. So today, before you leave, make sure you thank each of them as well. There's one other thing I'd like to ask you to do before you leave the Bush School, and that's to make a commitment to yourself that whatever path you choose for your life, you'll run it at full speed. Don't cheat yourself. In your lifetime, people are going to do incredible things. They're going to win Nobel Peace Prizes. They're going to craft groundbreaking international treaties and agreements. They're going to provide life-saving aid and assistance to people all over the world. They're going to develop educational programs that reach all children in all countries. They're going to become university chancellors and presidents, bank presidents, corporate CEOs, city managers, state governors, secretaries of state, chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff. are going to become president of the United States and leaders of countries all over the world. You are those people. It's in your future. It's clearly within your capability. And that's why the rest of us are so excited today, because our world's about to get better. The challenges we couldn't overcome, you will. The people we couldn't quite accept, you will. The technology we couldn't master, you will. And the peace we couldn't find, you must. Don't be afraid to be really good at whatever you do. This world needs your talent, it needs your energy, it needs your commitment, it needs your ideas. Sometimes it just needs your smile in the morning. But it needs you in all your glory. You've already made those of us who love you proud. And now it's time for the much tougher task of living up to your own expectations. You've worked hard, you've earned this day, and you've earned the right to walk the stage at Reed Arena next week, and then the adventure begins, or begins again. And I think my only recommendation to you, my only advice to you is to go make yourself proud. You've done everything else. One of the cool things that we do every year at this graduation celebration is we take a moment to recognize excellence in our school. And today we have 2 awards to present. And I'd like to invite Aaron Ruschow and Sally Sherman to join me on the stage to do that. Aaron, thank you. They crave your applause too. Aaron and Sally will present the Silver Star Award for Teaching Excellence to a member of our faculty, as well as the Silver Star Award honoring a staff member. Thank you both.
Thank you, Welsh. Good morning, everybody. I'd like to start by recognizing the extraordinary efforts of all Bush School faculty this past year. 3/4 of our class's Bush School experience has been shaped by the COVID-19 pandemic, which took away nearly every part of our Bush School experience except for academics. Considering that, it was up to every professor to ensure that our Bush School academic experience remained nothing short of world class. And each of you did just that. You all worked incredibly hard to develop and implement new methods and means of instruction to adapt to these circumstances and make sure school carried on, even during a pandemic. Thank you all so much. There is, however, one exemplary faculty member we get to highlight today and appreciate all of their efforts with the Silver Star Award, which recognizes the most outstanding faculty member in the International Affairs Department as voted on by the students. This faculty member went to monumental lengths to adapt their critically hands-on in-person classes to all virtual formats to balance students' learning experiences with other important responsibilities in ways only they could. The winner of this year's International Affairs Department Silver Star Award is Professor Catherine Weary. This is Professor Weary's second straight Silver Star Award, and for good reason. Professor Weary consistently goes above and beyond in both the quality of her instruction and how she connects with her students. She has an uncanny way of creating a classroom environment that makes students feel included and pushes them to succeed while delivering the highest quality instruction in analysis, writing, and briefing, equipping Bush School students with critical workplace skills that are directly transmissible to our international affairs careers. Professor Weary adapted these hands-on courses to unique virtual classroom environment without sacrificing any valuable learning objectives. From installing a whiteboard in her house, to devoting endless office hours for feedback and student engagement, to 10 p.m. capstone light bulb idea FaceTime calls, the effort and energy she brings to her role is endless. I cannot emphasize enough the outstanding leadership that Professor Weary shows as a faculty member, capstone instructor, capstone consultant, and representative of the Bush School to the greater Texas A&M community and far beyond. Professor Weary constantly engages with individuals across campus and across the country to grow and support the Intelligence Studies program and the International Affairs Department as a whole. Professor Weary The impact you have on each and every one of your students is priceless and immeasurable. And we can't thank you enough for all you do for all of us and for the Bush School. We appreciate you so much. Congratulations. I think you're supposed to grab it. I think you are too.
Good morning. I want to say thank you to all of the Bush School staff for helping us through the kind of crazy past 2 years and making sure that we all got out in somewhat one piece. Y'all have helped us transition to online learning and finding internships online and doing languages online and trying to understand what it's like to enter the workforce when we can't even network with our peers in person. The one person who is going to be recognized today has really done an outstanding job at helping us navigate this difficult situation and ensure that we are really prepared to enter the workforce this summer. This person has made sure that our resumes are above and beyond when we turn them in, meticulously going over them 2 or 3 times to make sure that every bullet point is in the right place. This person has offered constructive criticism that has been good to hear and necessary on our cover letters to make sure that we really stand out and that it's stuff that we did and not stuff that any employee could have done on that job. This person has made sure that we have never missed an open job opportunity and that we know that there are spaces for us to work somewhere in our inbox. This person has brought many an employer to speak with us over lunch and introduced us to anyone that we possibly need to meet to make sure that we get the job of our dreams. That's why I'm so happy to present the Staff Silver Star Award to Mr. Cochran. Mr. Cochran has pulled off of the side of the road to speak on the phone with me to go over my cover letter before I turned it in for an internship. He also has brought in an employer to speak to us over lunch that is actually the reason why I have the job that I do. And so he has a big role in all of my successes over the past 2 years, and I'm sure most of you all as well. Thank you so much.
I'd like to now invite Dr. Gauss back to the podium to present the Vedlitz Award for Excellence in Science and Technology Studies. Dr. Vedlitz is an iconic faculty member here at the Bush School and personally endowed this award to recognize an outstanding student who has excelled in the area of science and technology policy studies during their time in our program. Dr. Vedlitz has asked Dr. Gauss to present the award on his behalf this morning.
The nicest thing about getting to announce the winner of the Vedlitz Award is that although Professor Vedlitz is in the Department of Public Service and Administration, the winner of the award is in the Department of International Affairs. The winner of this year's Vedlitz Award for Excellence in Science and Technology Policy Studies is Amanda Custer. Ms. Custer was nominated by Professor Jesse Sowell, and I'm happy to convey some of his remarks. You will be able to tell that they are his remarks and not mine because he will refer to Ms. Custer as Amanda, and I will refer to her as Ms. Custer. Amanda impressed me as a smart, ambitious student with a deep interest at the intersection of cybersecurity, disinformation, intelligence, and strategy. In my introduction to cyber policy class, Amanda followed through on this impression, immediately taking the opportunity to do a deep dive into the dynamics of disinformation and misinformation. Based on her performance and enthusiasm in my class, I hired Amanda to work on my disinformation project, evaluating the diversity of disinformation campaigns around the world. Her summaries and analyses demonstrated not only Amanda's understanding of the political implications, but also a knowledge of the underlying science and technology at play. Amanda is the co-chair of the Bush School Cyber Career Club, participating in the Cyber 912 competition at Columbia University in New York City in November of 2019. She has written first-rate studies on deepfakes and disinformation in a number of courses. In my capstone on transnational cybercrime, Amanda was one of the co-leads and did excellent work characterizing the challenges facing international law enforcement and private actors working to combat cybercrime. To top it all off, Amanda is admired and well-respected by her peers, not only for her accomplishments, but for her passion for her topics of interest, her mentoring of both peers and first-year students, her dedication to the ethos of the Bush School, and her genuine intellectual generosity. I am excited and proud to nominate Amanda Custer for the Vedlitz Award. And I, Ms. Custer, if you'd come forward, and I am excited and proud to congratulate Ms. Custer on winning the Vedlitz Award for Excellence in Science and Technology Policy Studies. And that's a check on top. Go over and get your picture taken down. Dean Welsh.
It is now my honor to ask the class graduation speaker to come forward and bring her brilliance and those magnificent shoes back to the stage. Ladies and gentlemen, Anita Medich.
Listen, I heard Phil dance in essay side. Just to set the expectation, I'm not going to dance. So 2 years ago, when Fulbright informed me that I will be coming to Texas and to the Bush School, I have to admit that I was a bit skeptical. I really did not have any idea what to expect, and honestly, I was a bit concerned how I will be accepted. After 2 years, I could not imagine that friends would become family and that professors will become mentors. I could not imagine that the staff members would become therapists. You know, we all had capstones. You know what I'm talking about. In all seriousness, I would like to honor everyone who helped us graduate in these extraordinary circumstances. We are aware that it was not easy for you either, but from us, you have respect of a lifetime for giving us best possible education. Thank you for challenging us, and thank you for mentoring us. Thank you for keeping us safe and leading us up to the finish line. Especially, thank you, Professor, for assigning 500 pages each week for each class. That surely did keep us busy. You know who you are right there. but we are eternally grateful. To the class of 2021, I guess we did made it. From now on, what you do and decisions you make will transcend through generations of Bushies. The way you live your life and build your careers will determine the credibility and reputation of this school, and that will have effect on many young people seeking education and knowledge in this institution. Bear that in mind always. I finally realized what is that makes this school so extraordinary, and in some sense, I think it's the same thing that makes this country extraordinary too. It is diversity of opinions and different perspectives that everyone was bringing to the classroom. In today's world, that is exceptional and should be cherished. Don't forget that once you go into the real world. Remember that you learned the most in the classes where your opinions were challenged and where discussions were so intense that you had to push yourself harder to think bigger and to learn more. Always go for greatness, never settle for what is comfortable. The world you're stepping into is full of challenges that will be on our generations to deal with. The first one is to make sense of the world that we are inheriting today and for which one we are responsible now. And it won't be easy to make sense of that world, nor of everything that happened in the last 2 years. I would like to take a moment to recognize how terribly hard this year has been. Some of you lost someone, and everyone had someone or something to worry about besides the school. This year challenged us in the way we did not expect. Life did not go as most of us planned, but there is a life lesson in that. Since I do have a reputation of saying things as they are, I'm not going to change that now. So here it goes. It's really not going to be easy. In near future, you'll find yourself sitting in your office. It will be probably past your work time. It will be dark outside. You will be tired, and you will start questioning your decisions, your job, and probably this country or the world. When that moment comes, you will have to look deep down in your soul and find the purpose. That purpose is what will make a difference between ordinary and greatness, between noble calling and service. That purpose is the difference between knowledge and grades. It requires humility, sacrifice, courage, and honor, values that are very much cherished in our school. That purpose is what will give your life a greater meaning, no matter how big or small your contributions are. This year did not turn as we hoped, but that doesn't have to determine your grad school experience. I hope that your experience will be determined by resilience and strength that you showed. I hope you will remember this period by the friends you met, things you learned, and I sincerely hope some fun you had. If anyone ever doubts about you, you tell them, I'm the class of 2021 of the Bush School, and there is nothing I cannot do. Class of 2021, you proved yourself. Now it's time to go back to work with a strong heart and belief that we can do better and we should do better. Good luck. To my friends and family in Belgrade, Sarajevo, Zagreb, and Pristina, I love you, Mama, Tata, Maria, Valimas. To my friends here, and especially my girls, thank you for all of your support. I would be lost without you. You have a friend for life, no matter where you are. Thank you, Fulbright, for this amazing experience, and thank you, Bush School, for literally everything. It was truly an honor of my life, and I would rather not spend these last 2 years anywhere else but here. Thank you. And one more thing, guys, don't forget ladies. Bye.
Anita. I almost put this on. That might have made my day. Just a few final thoughts before we let you guys get on with your life. First, all of us at the Bush School, faculty, staff, everybody is privileged to be associated with you. We feel that way, truly. And we'll continue to feel that way as we watch you do great things going down the road. Please remember as you leave that there's no other group like you. You are now the 41st president's living legacy. That's how he felt about you. That's how everybody associated with him feels about you, and that's how we feel about you. My favorite President Bush quote is the one where he said that in 100 years, I'd like to look back and have historians say that from that school came generation after generation of people who were committed to public service for all the right reasons, because they believed that public service is noble, and they believed they could make a difference. I know he's proud of you, and I know that you will continue to make his dream a reality. Please never forget that you now carry his legacy. Wear it proudly. We believe it's worthy of your respect. Congratulations from me and the entire team at the Bush School to each and every one of you. Please go forth and live great lives. Love your family, honor your friends, respect all others, serve selflessly, and do great and wonderful things to make your world, however big or small that is, a better place. And stay in touch, because we want to hear all about it. Thanks for all your hard work. Congratulations on your success. Go change the world. We're proud of you. Congratulations, everybody.